Y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
The judge will decide if men charged in alleged kidnapping and robbery involving Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty will be released pending trial. The factors that the judge will consider include criminal history, flight risk, and whether they have means to pay their bail. Fox 13's investigative reporter Kayla Solomon joins us live from federal court downtown. Kayla, that hearing, in fact, just wrapped up.
Darcy, is actually still going on, heading into hour 4 at this point. But we were able to get a bond assigned for Lontrell Williams Sr., the father of Pooh Shiesty. The judge ultimately decided she's going to assign him a home incarceration, which she says is the strictest bond she can assign outside of giving him or granting him into federal custody. She said the only time he is allowed to leave his home is to attend his court dates in Dallas, where this case will ultimately be tried. And she said he'll be electronic monitoring while this all plays out.
The rules of the streets is if you cooperate with law enforcement and give them any information or any name other than yours, then yes, you are a rat. These are the rules of the streets. Everywhere I seen Gucci wasn't the streets. A yacht, an exclusive birthday party, a weekend trip to Vegas. So is Gucci still upheld to the rules of the streets? Is he a Crip? Is he a Blood? Is he a GD, a BD, a Vice Lord? Who does he hang with? I don't believe he hangs with anybody but his wife and his family. Everybody better open their eyes up. Just because you planted the game your way, don't be the next man is not gonna play the game they way. So when we look down this checklist, is Gucci a street nigga or has he crossed over into being a civilian?
Pooh Shiesty about to get life in federal prison because he robbed and kidnapped Gucci Mane, and Gucci said he did it. According to the paperwork, Shiesty, his dad, and Memphis rapper Big 30 had Gucci pinned in a corner inside of a recording booth. Shiesty upped Draco and they made him sign a release letting him go from the 1017 label before robbing Gucci of his earrings, jewelry, his wedding ring, and cash. But it gets better. Shiesty had 6 of his goons with him. They robbed Gucci's cameraman and another man, and then posted all the shit that they took on social media. Now, Roderick Davis, aka Gucci, would identify Pooh Shiesty was wearing a Shiesty during the robbery, and he'd also identify Big 30. On top of that, Pooh Shiesty's father cooperated in an old case and agreed to continue cooperating in future cases. His father's a government informant. So in all, Pooh Shiesty lasted 5.5 months out of prison. He's on his way back, and as fast as he crashed out, he must have been missing somebody in there.
Happy Friday, A1. Now, I figured out what happened with the Pooh Shiesty case, man. I figured out what happened. It's gonna f*** your mind up, because when I found it out too, I was like, nah, ain't no way, you heard? So look, the real Gucci man didn't rat. The clone did. It's not the real Gucci. The clone told, man. Motherfucker was cloned, man. They cloned him. So whoever that nigga is, yo, gotta get to the bottom of this. We gotta find the real Gucci, man, because there ain't no way, bro. That's who ratted, bro. That's who ratted, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man. Come on, man. Y'all Atlanta niggas, man. I ain't even, it's a lot of real niggas in Atlanta, man. You feel me? And I really know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? I've been out there, you know what I'm saying? Before all of this shit, I know what I'm saying? I know we got family out there. Shout out to 4K Tay and all of that, man. Y'all already know what's up, man.
Let me explain to you what that AK-47 pistol means for Pooh Shiesty right now, just coming out of jail for 1 gun charge and this being his second. That's called a felon in possession of a firearm, and that jumps your time up from like 12 years to 20 years, you know, because he's dealing with an AK-47 assault rifle. That brings it to 20 years. If it was just a handgun, it would have been 12 years. And that's by itself from the kidnapping. The kidnapping, again, is another 20 to 25 years is the low end where it starts. So he's looking at 40 to 45 years at least in prison right now.
Rose, what you think or how you feel about the Guwap Pooh Shiesty situation? I don't like it for either side. You know what I'm talking about? Guwap most definitely didn't deserve that, and I don't want to see this for the little homie Pooh Shiesty, but this is when niggas got to be educated and understand. In business, you got to negotiate, my nigga. You got to negotiate. If you were signed for 100K and now you got 10 M's on the table, it's time to negotiate. This how we do this. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody win. Let's go. That's how it got to go, my nigga. You can't muscle your way out of no shit and no business. It don't go that way. And I ain't just talking about on the people's side, but on the other side, the blitz gonna come. You can't run from it, homie. That's the way it goes. Negotiate. It's time to educate. I want to see young hustlers from the South win. I want to see it. There was a time I got Gotti and Guwap on the phone together. Us three on the phone, nigga. And it ain't nothing to discuss. It was no disrespect. It was no raised voices. Rose just wanted to plant that seed. And I understand one phone call may not fix all the situations, but you want to plant that seed where niggas may be able to move forward one day, get some paper one day. The CMG 1017 tour one day, that was Rose mindset. And I wish nothing but my homies the best. When it come to business, let's negotiate. Niggas can't take the streets to the do. Nigga gonna get a life sentence with that shit, bullshit, nigga. Let's get to the B's. Listen, I'm on that Nino Breeze today. Omerta just was released. We back in Paris tonight.
Free that nigga Pooh Shiesty. I ain't saying he did that shit, but if he did do that shit, he ain't do that shit. He'd be the prime example of everybody not playing. Evo said the nigga ran in and took his shit back. That's my mother hero. That nigga is Lauryn Hill hero, DMX hero, Roscoe Dash hero. Free that nigga. Cause these folk be taking folks soul with them contracts. And they be quick to say that shit too. Oh, it's in your contract. Okay, now the gun in your face. I think everybody need to mob like that, hypothetically. Everybody get out their contracts 2026. Mob, extort, do whatever you gotta do, hypothetically, the industry.
I guess Wack 100 was on the sun early. A little too early, if you ask me. The fact that he knew that Pooh Shiesty's father was an informant is crazy. Something just ain't right. But nevertheless, you got Pooh Shiesty getting out of jail, or rather his father getting out of jail under house arrest for kidnapping, armed robbery, multiple guns. Wow. This is why it's crazy, because those of y'all that have been watching me, y'all know I've been saying for years, even at some point in time, Five Guard was like, yo, this nigga don't like to come outside. Because I peeped the weakness in this game years ago. These streets that niggas be glorifying, it's like, come on, my nigga. The same streets that y'all be glorifying, I've been seeing through them. I done seen some of, yo, listen, man. Growing up throughout the years, when you look back at the Rich Porter AZ Alpo story, and how Rich Porter, little brother Finger, ended up getting chopped off and was in a McDonald's box. He's kidnapped, right? Who was he kidnapped by? He's kidnapped by his own uncle. But then just when you think that it can't get any worse, when the police come knocking on the door to the family, They like, oh, y'all found little Donnell? No. They didn't find little Donnell. They found Rich. And guess who turned his TV off? His best friend, Alpo. And for those of y'all that seen the movie, what did Alpo say in the movie? I'm telling it, I'm still going to be the king of Harlem when I come home. And that's exactly what he did. I can give you story after story after story about how the niggas that the streets glorify and call the realest dudes done did some of the foulest that you could possibly think of. Niggas get mad at me, and I don't care if you get mad at me when I tell the story of Pistol Pete, the twins, David and Damon Mullins, Ephraim, Pistol sitting up in ADX. His best friend is in the grave. Ask Little Pete moms. Huh? Ask Little Pete moms. Who does she love more? Pete or Twin? I know I'm not supposed to say that, right? But the streets have an expiration date, and this is what y'all praise. And when all those sex, money, murder soldiers realized that they was going to jail for killing a brother over a chick, they turned this TV off. They told. One of the most notorious sets, Get Busy sets, was full of rats. And I know y'all don't like the sting of it, but it is what it is. Do you know how many dudes the feds released from the penitentiary early? Because they knew that we was going to end up in these times right here, where Donald Trump would take us to war, and it will lead to civil war and unrest in America. And they need their informants in the streets. They need their COINTELPRO. So some of these dudes that you think that's official, when I sit back and I think about Pooh Shiesty father, and the fact that they just let him go home like that, damn, something ain't right. Pooh Shiesty didn't know his father was an informant. Word on the street is Pooh Shiesty is an informant too. Was he really the target? Or was his job to get one of them niggas that was standing next to him in that robbery caught up in the case? Scooby-Dooby-Doo? Should I say it again? Did Pooh Shiesty come home on a mission to set up one of them dudes that went on a mission with him? This is only for the deep divers that like to think. Because no, it doesn't make sense for a millionaire to come home and go right back to jail. And the fact that his father was an informant, he didn't know that his father was an informant. Word on the street is he was an informant too. I don't know if it's true. As far as Pooh Shiesty, his father, it is what it is. Now we got to question the dudes that was around him that went to jail with him, his co-defendants. How bad did the FBI want them? How you get on a plane and you go to a meeting and get off the plane and have all those guns waiting for you. There's something more to this story that we're not being told. There's something more to this story that we're not being told. This is deeper than rap. Some people feel like Gucci was in the right. Some people feel like Pooh Shiesty was in the right. What I will say is that Pooh Shiesty did what the Locks wanted to do to P. Diddy. Remember back in the days when Jadakiss threw a chair at Diddy? There was a lot of dudes trying to get out of contracts. Suge Knight got Jodeci and others, a lot of others, out of contracts. There was wars between Eazy-E and Suge Knight getting Dr. Dre out of contracts. I can go on and go on and go on and go on and go on. Yes, Gucci Mane might have put Pooh Shiesty on, but business is a two-way street. Once you start robbing me and robbing the dead, putting insurance on dead artists and then retrieving the insurance money and don't even pay for funerals, and then want to send the niggas to collect the deceased chain, the family couldn't even have the chain. Let's just remember this one thing. Pooh Shiesty name was Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty. He lived up to his name. If you're going to call yourself something, walk that walk, my nigga. That's my take on this situation. It is what it is. It's safe to say it ain't safe outside. That's why most smart people stay in the house where you can't go to jail. Because even when you, like, look at Jimmy Henchman. Nigga smacked his son. He had every reason in the world to send assassins, as he did. And then the same niggas he sent on a mission when they told, said, I'm not doing the rest of my life in jail for this nigga kid. So they told. Now he's sitting in a jail cell looking stupid when he was a millionaire, flipping bricks out here. We living in a day and a time where there's no honor amongst thieves. And there's never been no honor amongst the music industry. Y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Live life as if you're on a run. And stay dangerous at the same time. I'm out.